Hi, welcome to my video on primary trig ratios of an angle, part 1. Find the sine, cos, and tan of an angle, the acute angle. Let's do some examples. Express as a decimal to 4 places. Here we go. I'm going to use my calculator, and before I start, the calculator that I'm using is a Texas Instrument TI 30X2B. I find this calculator very, very good. I've had it for 8 years, not even. It's just battery operated, and the battery is still good in it. So this is an excellent calculator to get. If not, you can get the graphing calculator, but the graphing calculator is way more expensive. So before we start, we have to make sure that our calculator is in degree mode. So we press on this button here, and you can see radians, gradients, go back to degrees, and hit enter, and you're in degree mode. Degree mode says DEG right here, and your calculator should be in degree mode, not into radians or gradients. Okay, here we go. And what we do, we hit sine, and this says put the angle of 50 in, 50 in a bracket, and we get 0.7660 to 4 decimal places, so it's a 0.766, and the 0 is not necessary, but I'll put it there anyway. And we're going to do the cos of 81. You hit the cos button, 81, close it off, and you have 0.1564. Again, to 4 decimal places, this is less than 5, so we let it stay as a 4. And we do tan of 47 degrees, and tan of 47 is 1.072. And there's 4 decimal places where the 3 is. This is 5 or more, so we add 1 to the 3 to get a 4. And now we're going to do cos of 9. Cos of 9, bracket, and that gives us, that gives us 0.987. 6 is in the 4th place, so this is greater than 5, so we add 1 to 6 to get a 7. And we do the tan of 45, and the tan of 45, perfect, just comes out to be a 1. And it's 1.000, but the zeros are not necessary. Let's work out the sine of 30, sine of 30 degrees, and we have 0.5. And tan of 76, tan 76, and again I close it off, and we have, let me push this up a bit. Okay, and push the calculator down so I have room. Tan of 76 is 4.0108. Notice the 7 is in the 4th place. This is 5 or greater, so you add 1 to the 7 to make an 8. And we do the cos of 20. The cos of 20 is 0.939. This is the 4th place, so this number is 5 or greater, so we add 1 to the 6 to get a 7. So what you can do now is, I'll push this up. Apologize, I want to get the calculator into the screen, so that's why I'm pushing this up. So here we go. Pause the video and work these answers out to see if you're going to be right. Here we go. Do one at a time and press playback. The cos of 60. Cos of 60 is 0.5. The sine of 72. Sine 72 is 0.951. This is a 5 or greater, so you add 1 to the 0 to get a 1. And the tan of 11 is tan of 11. And we have, move it down, Tan of 11 is 0.194. 3 is in the fourth place. This is 5 or greater, so we add 1 to the 3 to get a 4. And we do the sine of 36. Sine of 36 is 0.587. 4 places is 7, so this 8 is greater than 5, so we make 7 plus 1 is 8. The cos of 28, cos of 28 is, as you can see, it's 0.882. The 9, this is less than 5, so we can't change the 9. Let the 9 stay as it is, the 4 decimal places. And push it up further. Let's do the tan of 52. Tan of 52 is 1.27 and 9. So this 9, do I change it? Nope, that's less than 5, so the 9 stays. And we do the sine of 81. The sine of 81 is 0.987. And this is the 4th decimal place. This number here is greater than 5, so we add 1 to the 6 to make it a 7. And we do the cos of 44. So and we get 0.719. This is the 4th place right here with a 3, so this is less than 5, so it stays as a 3. So that's how you do the sine of a sine, cos, and tan of a. Notice these angles are acute angles. Now pull this back down and let's do some more examples. But now we're going to solve some equations set up. Solve for x to the nearest hundredth. The steps I'm going to use, I'm going to place the left side over 1. So that means I'm going to do this example. Place the left side over 1. When we do that, then we can cross multiply. Cross multiply, place number in front. So when I cross multiply, because the x is here, I'm going to multiply 1 by x first to get x. And then I'm going to multiply 20 by cos 70. So 20 cos 72. I said 70, 72. And what you do now, you take your calculator that I showed you, and you put 20, and you can put 20 cos 72, cos 72, and that gives you the answer is 6, 1, and as said to the nearest 100 place, the 8 is in the 100th place, so I don't change the 8 because that's less than 5. Again, 6.18, the 100th place, this is less than 5, so it stays as an 8. And again, notice we have to enter this into the calculator. Notice I just go back now. I could, if I want, go 20 times cos 72. So notice I didn't put the times in before. I just did I did 20 cos 72. So if I put the times in, it still gives you the same answer. And B, I'm going to put it over 1. Cross multiply, 1 times x is x, equals 63 sine 38. And when I can clear that, or I can just 63 sine 38, and that gives me, I'm going to change it to the nearest, is 38.7. This is the 100th place. This is greater than 5 or greater, so the 8 becomes a 9. And let's push this up, and I want the calculator. Apologize that I'm trying to get the calculator in a good position for me to explain and you to see what's happening. Let's go again. Let's put the tan over 1, cross multiply, 1 times x is x, and I have 14.6 tan 51. I like to put the number in front of 10. Then there's no confusion. If you put the number behind, you got to be careful, because then you might do the tan of 51, and that might enter into the angle, so be careful. So I'm now going to go 14.6, and we got tan of 51, tan 51, and that gives us, so x is equal to 18.0. This is in the hundredths place to 2. This is 5 or greater, so you add 1 to the 2 to get a 3. And put it over 1. 1 times x is x, and you get 141 cos 10 degrees. So we go 141 cos 10 degrees, and that gives us 138.8. This is a 5. You gotta be careful now. I got a bit of ink there. This is the hundredths place, so this is 5 or greater, so I add 1 to the 5 to make it a 6. So we have shown you what to do. It's not very hard, easy to work out, just got to be careful. Practice means pause the video and work these answers out to see how you're going to make out. Use your calculator. Remember, follow what I'm doing. If your calculator is not a text instrument, then make sure you know how to handle your calculator, because all the calculators are different. Again, here we go. Put it over 1. 1 times x is x, and we get 81 sine 24. So we have 81 sine 24 degrees, and that gives us 32.9. The 4 is the hundredths place, so this is a 5 or greater, so we add 1 to the 4 to make it a 5. Number 2, we have the tan 86 over 1. I put it over 1 to cross multiply so you can see it. X equals 12.4 tan 86. Remember, I don't have to put it over 1 once I know what's going on, but putting it over 1, you can see the cross multiplication. So we can clear it, or we can just punch it in. 12.4 tan 86, tan 86 bracket, and that gives us 177.3. Hundredths place is the 2. This is 5 or greater, so we add 1 to the 2 to make it a 3. And push that up further so you can see. Here we go. Put it over 1. Cross multiply. 1 times x is x, and I get 7.2 cos 16. So that's a 7.2 cos 16, and that gives me 69 point. The 2 is in the hundredths place. This is less than 5, so the 2 stays. You don't add anything on when you're rounding it off. Number 4, the sine of 87 over 1. 1 times x is x. 42 sine 87 degrees. So we enter in, I can clear it, or I can just punch that in. 42 sine 87, and that gives us 41.9. The 4 is in the hundredths place. This number is less than 5, so the 4 won't change. And so as you can see, it's not too hard to work them out. I put it over 1 so you can see the cross multiplication. And notice put the number in front of the trig of the angle. So notice this is the steps. Place the leftover 1, cross multiply, place the number in front, enter into the calculator and get your answer and round it off. Okay, bring this down now. Here we go. Now we got same question, similar to the other question again, but it's arranged different. It's solve for x to the nearest 100. So notice that this time, just then, we had, I'm going to do this one, we had 14 degrees, the x was on top, and the 39, all the ones we did just then, the x was on top and the 39 was on the bottom. So when you put it over 1, you cross multiply, you get x equals 39 sine 14. But now the x is on the bottom. So, but you still put it over 1. But when you cross multiply now, notice the x is with the sine 14. So x sine 14 degrees is 39. So this is when the x is on top. The cross multiplication is, you can see it easy. But now when we multiply sine 14 by x, that's very, what I have here now is like saying 5 times x equals 20. So I'm going to divide by 5. So I'm using this. This is an illustration of what's right here. So therefore, I have to divide both sides by sine 14. They cancel out, so x equals. So now I take my calculator and I'm clearing it. I'm going to go 39 divided by the sine of 14. 39 division sine 14. So it's not a multiplication, this is division. And that answer is 16. That answer is, let me move this up a bit. That answer is 161.2. This is greater than 5. There's a hundredths place, so we add 1 to the 0 to get a 1. So notice very similar, but just a little different when you're trying to calculate. B, the cos of 63 is 74 over x. Put it over 1, cross multiply. So x is with the cos, so x cos 63 equals 1 times 74 is 74. Now we have to divide by cos 63 on each side. They cancel, and I work this out. So it's 74 divided by the cos of 63. So clear it, 74, and we got to go divide cos 63, and we get 162 decimal, and this is a 999, so this is, add 1 to this, you get a 0, take that 1 and add to that, you get a 0, so this becomes 163 when you round it up. And push that up again. Let's work this one out. We're going to put tan over 1, tan 32 over 1, cross multiply, x equals x times tan 32, and that equals x times tan 32 equals 12.6. And I divide by tan 32 on each side. And so that cancels out. So my calculator, so you can see it, clear it. 12.6 division tan 32. Division tan 32 degrees. And we have an answer 20.16. 20.16. 6 is in the hundredths place. This is less than 5, so don't change the 6. And we have these worked out. So what you can do is try these 4 on your own with your calculator and see how you're going to make out. Again, do one at a time. Press pause, work out the answer, and then press play to see if you're right. If you are, keep going, try them all. Here I go, clear. I'm going to put it over 1, and I'm going to cross multiply, so it's x cos 76 equals 1 times 8 is 8. And I'm dividing both sides by cos 76. Cos 76. That cancels. So x, what I have is 8 division cos 76. Cos 76. And that gives me 33.0. 6, this is 5 or greater, so I add 1 to the 6 to get a 7. And here we go again, put the tan over 1, cross multiply. So x times tan x, tan 11 equals 1 times 52 is 52. Divide both sides by tan 11. Tan 11. They cancel out, so x is equal to 52 division tan 11. So 52 division tan 11. There, close it off. And I get 267.5. This is the hundredths place, so 5 or greater, so I add 1. Onto 1, I get a 2. And move these up now. I'm going to keep working them. Move it high so you can, and clear that. I don't. So you put the sign over 1. You cross multiply. This x sine 35 degrees equals 9.3. Divide both sides by sine 35. And again, once you get used to the pattern, they cancel and x is equal to. So I have 9.3, 9.3 division sine 35. Sine 35 degrees. And I have 16.21. This one won't change because that's less than 5. And number 4, cos of 27 is over 1, cross multiply. X cos 27 degrees is 1 times 314. And I divide by cos 27 on both sides. And they cancel, so x equals, and I have, again I can clear it or I can just go 314 division cos 27. And that works out to be 352.4. The 1 won't change because this number is less than 5. There's the hundredths place. So, very easy to do. Putting it over 1 cross multiplying and working it out. You have 2 types. Now what I'm going to do is do a little quick review on what I just did and show you a little faster. If you see what's happening, just watch. Notice I have, excuse me, I have 2 types. I got an A and a B. Notice the X is on the top in these, and X is on the bottom in these. So when I have this and I put it over 1, really I get x equals 21 sine 40. I put it over 1, I get x equals, cross multiply, 13 cos 67. Put it over 1, I get x equals 7.4 tan 26. So it's very easy. When you put it over 1, you can see you just got to go 21 times sine 40. Pick up your calculator, and now you can work these out. I showed you all. I did all these first. Now I'm going to work them out. So I'm going to do 21. And I don't have to multiply. I could if I want multiply. 21 multiplied by sine 40. I don't have to put the multiplication there. And I get x is equal to, and this I want it to the nearest hundred, so 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, and that's a 9. So 8 is greater than 5, so I add 1, I get a 0, so that's a 5. That's a 5. And this one, x is equal to, I get 13. I can go times or not, don't have to. Cos 67. And I get two decimal places, 5 decimal 0. 7 is added. We add 1 onto 7 because that's a 5 or greater. That's an 8. And push that up. Now I have 7.4 tan 26, and I get x equals 3.6. That's greater than 5, so I add 1 onto 0 to get a 1. And the bottom ones, let's clear that now. So the bottom ones, let's push this up. The bottom ones, I have the x on the bottom. So because if I put it over 1, you can see that I'm not going to, it's not going to be multiplication, it's going to be division. So really, if I wanted to, I can say, I can multiply x by sine 40 equals 21. Then I'm going to have to divide by sine 40. So the shortcut, fast way, is that the x is equal to 21 divided by sine 40. And you work that out. So without cross multiplying, yes, you're cross multiplying, but you're taking the shortcut. Up here, when you cross multiply, you get 21 times sine 40. But down here, your sine 40, you got to divide by your sine 40. So 21 division sine 40. And you get 32.67. And this is over 1, right? So x is equal to 13 divided by the cos of 67. So 13 division cos 67. 13 division cos 67 equal sign. And we have 33.27. And again, this one, let's push this up. If I put it over 1, I can see that x is times this, but I'll go x is equal to 7.4 division tan 26 degrees. And so x is equal to 7.4 division sign tan 26. Tan 26 in a bracket. And hit the equal sign, and I get 15.17. The 7 don't change because that's a 2 there. 7 is in the hundreds. But remember, you want to go to tenths here. This would be 15.2. Tenths is right here. So that because that's 5 or greater, then you add 1 to the 2. So it depends where the teacher wants you to round them off to. Again, check with your teacher on this style and see if it's appropriate. That ends this video on calculating the angle, with the angle given, the cos and sine and tan of an angle in an equation. And if you like my video, click on the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, videos, and the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.